Alright guys, welcome back to All American Motors. Today we are going to be working on getting that, where's my thumb? That engine, that's the new engine. I've already got some work done to it that I did not get on the video. I've got the valve cover painted. I'm starting to get I've got a whole bunch of new parts for it. I want to see how close we can get that engine ready to put in the truck. This is the old engine here. This is the truck. We've got it pulled out. The engine's out of it, of course. Yeah, so I'm going to see how much I can get videoed. Right now I'm going to be changing this rear main seal on the engine. Let's get started. Alright, so I was trying to get this rear main seal out. I've got this seal grabber. I was not able to get it in here at first, but I drilled a hole here trying to get a screw in here to pry it out. That did not work. I drilled this hole, and then I ended up breaking this, so I got a big enough hole so I can just pry out my rear main seal. And it just kind of comes out like that. And there it is. So now we're ready to install the new seal. Alright, we're going to put on the rear main seal. I've got this, I think it's like a 4-inch cap. Whatever size it is, it's going to fit around here nicely. We'll just go ahead and tap it on.
Your F-150 went on really smooth. But yeah, this one's giving us a little trouble.
And this I think this tool is maxed out, so I'm just going to work it around with this little socket.
Now a new contract. See if this taps it on.
Alright, we've been having a whole lot of difficulty on this. What I finally did, I was able to get this tool up in here. I was able to squeeze it up here, beat it in, and break the edge of the bearing. Now we're just going to tap it out.
Hopefully. Yay. Look at that.
That's how it's done.
Oh my goodness.
See how tight I did it around there?
What are you trying to do there?
I'm trying to heat up this bolt to see if I can remove it. It's a broken off bolt on this flange.
Alright, he finished beating on a socket just a few seconds ago. Now we're going to see if that worked. It's got a long socket. And that is about an 8mm, I think. Alright, he's going to try to tweak.
I cracked the socket.
Socket. Yeah, I didn't think you were going to get your socket back after that one.
But over here, I painted this side of the engine. I ended up having to take off the exhaust manifold. Because the exhaust manifold, the two bolts that were going on the donut flange were broken off, and I did not really want to spend time to drill those out and put in a bolt and a washer, bolt and a nut. Yeah, so that was just going to be more of a pain. So I took the exhaust manifold off of this engine. It was a little bit ported where it goes connects to the head, and this gasket here was shredded on this old engine. So I had more access to paint that, just to say. So I've got it painted pretty decently. I like it. I'm going to go ahead and just do this clear coat now that we got a videoer. And we're going to see how far we can get this engine. Pause the video right now. Comment below, see if I can get this engine in the truck and started by today or tomorrow. You won't know what day it is, but so it'll get done. But we're just going to continue working. I can bring y'all around the back. I don't know how much I get back here. But, so I don't know how much I videoed, but this has been a little bit painted. Alright, so we've already replaced this carrier bearing. It was a pain to get out. The grabbers that I got from O'Reilly's did not fit in this hole. So I ended up having to shred that bearing and then jam that the puller in there, and then use a 5-pound slide hammer after that. I've replaced the rear main seal. Hopefully that seals very well. So now I'm going to paint or clear coat the side of this engine since I can, and it's out just for fun. Let's go ahead. Alright, that's pretty good, decent. Got that clear coated, we'll go on to the next project. Alright, we're switching out the intake manifold because I cross-threaded a couple bolts when putting on the, or one bolt when putting on the throttle body. Alright, this should be the only line I have to hook up. Alright, we're just gonna bolt down all 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of these 13mm bolts. Grab our extension and socket and just gonna snug these bolts down until they're all snug. Alright, with all 7 of the bolts snug, we're gonna go ahead and tighten them down with the ratchet. Not gonna go overly tight, but we'll just come until they're nice and snug and then just torque them a little bit more. Alright, let's see what we're gonna do next. We're gonna try to lift up the engine. Alright, stop. Good working height. Oh boy. Didn't think about that. Glad we got it on video. Huh? Time to change the oil pan gasket. They cut my dipstick in half. How dare they? Alright, we're gonna go dump this oil. We're gonna get this oil pan cleaned up. And we'll get back to you. We're going to get the oil pan painted, we're going to replace this gasket, and we're going to get it back installed. I'll see you just shortly. Alright, we're about ready to paint this. We've cleaned it up the best that we want to right now. The inside we'll clean a little bit more, but right now we're just going to paint the outside. I don't know why it's like got these little wires on it, but we're going to go ahead and paint it. And anywhere you don't want paint, just like if it's like around a bolt or anything, just grab you some grease, just get it just where you don't want that paint. Not that anyone will ever see back here, but you know, I thought might as well paint it, and then if I got any oil leaks or anything spilling, I can see it easier and just be a lot cleaner job.
Smart.
Be bright red and stuff. Don't really look too bad. We'll see if it needs any more coats of paint, and we'll throw some clear coat on here before we get it back installed. Alright, we're going to call that good for now. Alright, I'm just putting grease on the places where I don't want any paint. See if I can just get it on those places I don't want paint. This is kind of a hillbilly paint job, but whatever, it's still actually, you know, I'm gonna comment it's still too dirty, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Hopefully that's clean enough to hold some kind of paint. Oh, that paint fumes. Alright, we're going to be installing this oil pan gasket. It's part number right here from Apex, or it's a Felpro Victor. We're just gonna take our gasket out of the box and we're gonna figure out which direction it needs to go. We're gonna make sure there's no debris down in this slot, and we're going to shove it down this slot. Alright, now we got the gasket on. We did go ahead and put a little bit of RTV sealant around the corners just to be safe. It looks a little bit messy, but at least I know that it will seal. We're going to go ahead and put it back on the 20 volts. Let's go ahead and do it. Alright, I'm just working these around. I'm just trying to keep them all even. Gotta keep both sides even, not so one side's not super tight and the other side's loose. Alright, we're going to do the final tightening. I'm just going to make sure. They say anywhere from like 9 to 14 foot-pounds, I think. So, alright, buddy. That is it. Let's go ahead and clear coat the side. I'm treating this like this should be a professional engine.
Well, shouldn't it be?
It's out and just spinning around. Why not? Let's see if we can get the exhaust manifold on. Hand me the exhaust manifold.
What are you doing?
Fixing the exhaust manifold. Alright, we put some high heat jb-weald on this exhaust manifold. And then we're going to grind it off smooth.
Once it dries.
And it cures in about a day.
Yeah, and we're going to see if that works and let you know.
Alright, this is the exhaust manifold for the 2.5 liter Mazda engine. So this, as I mentioned earlier, these two bolts were on, this manifold was on the engine that I'm going to be using, the new engine, what I'm calling the new engine. These two bolts were broken off. I could, yes I know I can figure out how to get these out, weld something on here, drill this out, but this is thick and I didn't exactly want to drill it out. This surface here is pretty good. But when I took this one off, this surface was just a little bit rough. So I'm just going to be, I used some of this high heat jb-weald over here. Sorry, we're a little bit mess. It's a hot day. We used some of this extreme heat jb-weald, mixed it up, got it on here last weekend, I believe. So now we're just going to be, I'm just using a little bit of this emery cloth right now. I'm just going to be seeing if I can sand this down and get this all flat and we can get this back on the engine. Let's do it. Main thing is not to take down too much. I was going to use a grinder, but this stuff's a little bit softer than I thought it would be. Hopefully it's was mixed well enough where it'll be strong enough to hold. Still quite a bit high right here. I'm just kind of working over it slow, not to remove too much in the wrong area. And I'll just be throwing either a ruler or this level on there to see what this flatness looks like. See if we can just grind it, just barely grind just a little bit, just enough off. It's going to take off way too much. Just a little bit softer than I would have liked it. Like, trying to work it down just enough, but not too much. Gonna kind of see if this is all kind of smoothed out. $2,400 heat nickel anti-seize. Alright, we're putting on 2,400. This is nickel anti-seize. We're putting it on our where our exhaust manifold should go. Alright, now we're going to coat the exhaust manifold. Alright, that's pretty well. And we will also coat our bolts as they go on. Alright, let's go ahead and do this install. I'm gonna set our exhaust manifold up in there. Exhaust manifold gasket. Let's see if this was gonna fit with this chain. If not, then we'll have to make some adjustment. Yeah, it'll fit. Alright, I'm just gonna go ahead and get a bolt started. If it'll all line up perfectly. I would have gotten new bolts, but O'Reilly's did not have them categorized by bolts, so they didn't have any. I was like, well, I'll just use the old ones. Coming back, double checking. I'd like to double check that my fasteners are tight. Alright. Exhaust manifold installed. These are 2 new bolts for our donut flange. Hoping that these will be long enough. Got a new water pump. Got a new pulley. Got a new thermostat. A new belt tensioner. A new alternator. Alright, we're going to install this coolant piece of plastic. I went ahead and I stuck the O-ring from the old unit and stuck it up into the water pump from the old water pump. Got 2 little 8mm bolts on here. Alright, we're going to go ahead and install the flywheel and the clutch. Let's go ahead and set this flywheel on here. And let's spin it around till all the bolt holes line up. I think it should only go on one way. Gonna throw a little bit of blue Loctite on there. And then get our bolt started. Alright, it's clutch time. Some of you guys may have been just trying to do a clutch job. Well, now I'm here, finally. Install the clutch.